Alright YouTube, what's up? Fuel F727 back at you guys with another video. So, you all know I have that Summit Max EF5 500 kit, and it works really well. I did notice we had an injector issue. So, had the car running, went and looked at the barrels. I'll show you. Looked at the barrels, had it running, and we looked to see if every injector was firing. These three, so this back one, this one, and this one, were all working, but that one, you could tell it really wasn't firing probably for that long. So today I'm going to show you guys how to fix it, and I'm going to tell you about the process of getting a new injector for one of these. So I have the new injector in here. Already opened it up, making sure that everything looked how it should. So, like I said, these are all Phytech parts. So, the Phytech injector, same plug. It's a 193300545-3 injector. Now, when I noticed that it wasn't working, I went to Summit Racing's website, contacted them. I do the texting because emails take too long and I don't like phone calls. So, texted them, and one of their team members was there helping me, very responsive, trying to help figure out the part number and how to order it. So we found it, and then for some reason on their website, I guess because of COVID and parts being bought and that kind of deal, I'm just not too sure, but it said they had some in stock, but I couldn't purchase any through the website. So I told the guy I was messaging about the issue. He gave me the number to call to get the part ordered. We got it ordered, and now that I know the number through Phytech, I'm pretty sure I can go ahead and purchase it through their website or somewhere. But even if I have to do it through Summit, I have the part number, which I'll put in the description below, and we should be fine. Just gotta take 2 Allen heads off and we should be good. But I'm gonna go through and try and find the right one. So, as you can hear, I have plenty of different setups, or different sizes. But this is what I'm talking about. These heads, 2 on each side for each rail, and we should be able to undo it, take it off, pop the injector out. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that so I can have both hands, and then I'll get back when it's off. All right, got those 2 out, and we should be able to just wiggle that loose. All right, so we were able to just pull it off. You can see I'm lifting it. There's the injector moving out of the hole. Everything looks good there. Everything looks good there. So I went ahead, took it out. Got it right here. And that's the original part number, is a 174700451-3 for Phytech. So really, it wasn't too bad. I have to put some grease on the O-rings on the new one, and then I'm going to put it back in, and should just be ready to roll. Gotta make sure everything's in there nice and tight, not at an angle, no O-rings getting pinched. But yeah, so pretty much to get it in, I need to probably put it in the rail first. The rail, and then push it in, tighten it down, make sure it's all snug. And I'm just gonna go ahead and do that because I don't have an extra hand and I don't have my tripod to hold the camera. So I'm gonna do that, and then we're going to try and start it up and see if that injector fires. All right, so we got everything tightened down, everything in. We're going to try and start it up. Seems like we don't have any voltage. Oh. And I was zoomed in. Alright, well, I gotta figure this out. Alright, as you can tell, different day, different shirt, different hair. Alright, so, problem was, we got the injector hooked up because the old one was bad, so we got a new one from Summit. Pretty easy process. Tried to push the push start for the car, and it would kill power to everything. So I found the solution. Took me a couple days, but I found it. The issue was two culprits. It was, so I went in the car to try and diagnose it. I thought it was the ignition switch. So I took off the column, took the switch off, tested the switch, hot wired to make sure, and then pushed the start button, and it still did it. So randomly I decided to hold the button, and then the magic smoke let loose, and then the starter started moving. So I checked where the magic smoke came from. Now right on the other side of these headers right here is my starter. Now I have a high output starter, or high torque starter, and it's got a signal wire on top of the solenoid, and then I have the power terminal and this power wire, and I have my inline fuse power wires. If you can't see, they're right there, that red wire. So they were hooked up. And so I had help of my dad. We pulled the car up to his driveway, clearly, and we jacked it up, looked under it. I was like, okay, well, it looks good, but I looked at the armature shaft that comes out of the starter. It was stuck in the flywheel, wouldn't return. So I was like, you know, I've heard of sometimes this happening, not really, but maybe, where the starter is frozen or stuck, and whenever you try to allow voltage to it, it will, in a way, like burn up, and because nothing's moving, so it's energizing an energized part, but it's not moving, so it's going to burn up. You know, you've all had that happen once or twice. So I knocked it back in, so it wasn't on the flywheel no more, and tried hitting the starter. Still didn't work. So we unplugged my solenoid wire, which is the wire that says, hey, starter, work now. So took it off, and when I did, I noticed that the wire going into the connector was black as can be. So it probably was shorting out against the power wires on the starter, because those were a little loose. So that was the issue, but we got the car. I just had it running to make sure everything worked. So I'm going to start it up for you guys. And during that whole debacle, it sort of wiped my file out of there, so I had to redo it. So I wanted to get it running so you guys can actually see it run. And then we're going to check to make sure the injector actually works. So let's get to that. All right, in the car, foot on brake, turn key. We have power. And as you can tell, starter is now here instead of that hole. So car runs. And don't know if you guys could tell, but the injector was working. So we had all four. I don't know if you could tell, but they were all spraying. These two spray a little bit more than these two back here, but they are definitely working. So wiping all that soot. But yeah, it runs all four injectors. Now I do have to go back and try and retune it the way I had it before race day, which we ended up missing yesterday because of this whole debacle with the car. So this all happened within a week. That's an injector replacement and figuring out, you know, a short or an issue with your starter. But I know this video is pretty hectic. Please just try and stay along with it. I'm excited it's back up and running. And like I said earlier in the video, I'm pretty sure, but Summit was really helpful and really wanted to make sure I got the part. So if you ever get this unit from them, I do highly recommend it. It's easy to tune, easy to program, and the parts for it are pretty cheap. I think the injector was like $50, and then they had a shipping from Texas, and I got it in 2 days. They said up to 3 or 4 business days, but 2 days. So it's a really good product. Really easy to work on too. But yeah, that's how you replace an injector. Get the car running for race day that you missed. But that's how it goes. So if you guys enjoyed and love the ranting, like, subscribe,